Do you have any other tips for actors who are submitting?
Number one, you don't wear dark colors. Make sure you make a reel, even if it's not professional. I'm not going to even bother contacting her, but I did.
That's really nice. She was that good, huh?
No, we can't see you. We can't see you. Yeah. We can't match your headshot.
Hey guys, could one tiny detail on your audition tape or your headshot be killing your chances at being able to land your dream role? Or filmmakers, do you really stand a shot at being able to land that A-list talent on a micro budget? Well, you're in luck, because today we're talking to Sommer Nguyen of Summertime Casting. Now that's Sommer with an O. She's a producer and a casting director who's worked with some industry heavy hitters like director Joseph Kahn, producer David Hillary, along with the unbearably, massively talented Nicolas Cage. She's spent 7 years helping everyone from indie darlings to rising stars, and she's here to spill the secrets of what casting directors and casting associates actually look for. So if you've ever been curious about what goes on in the mind of a casting director and how they see talent, now's your chance to find out. If you're new here, welcome to Entertainment Hot Sauce, where we give you tips and tricks on how to elevate your craft as well as your business IQ when it comes to your projects. My name is Rocky Joe. I'm a video director as well as a content producer who works at one of the major studios. Alongside me is John Chang, an entertainment finance guy who's also a writer, reader, and in his words, a wannabe professor. Now, you do not want to miss Sommer's insider secrets when it comes to audition essentials, as well as how do you go about snagging Hollywood talent without the Hollywood budget. And finally, make sure to stick around towards the end because she's going to give you some tips and tricks that's going to save you so much time and money when it comes to your indie project. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe, come join the fam. And with that said, let's dive right in.
Just want to say thank you again to Mobertory for letting us shoot in this beautiful office.
And Amy Lee Stevenson, thank you.
And with that said, let's jump into it. Obviously, a lot of our audiences who may have seen the first episode learned a lot from actors, what actors have to go through.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so we wanted to give the flip side to it. So in your perspective, in casting, what's been the most persistent challenge you faced when matching talent to roles, and how have you worked around it?
Okay, so first of all, hi. And second, who is the first one? Who is the first guest? I mean, my favorite number is 2, but I'd just like to know.
Oh, it was an actor and actress couple, Simon and Marcelo.
Oh.
Yeah. We actually worked with them on a special project.
Oh.
And we asked them all these questions about acting.
Yeah.
And they just, they had all these questions about how do you get the audition, casting, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we wanted to start off with just the first question, which is, what's the biggest challenge with matching talent to roles, and how do you work around it?
The actors, when they do double submissions, that's hard because if you see hundreds submit for indie, and I can't imagine with a studio film could be thousands, but that's for the smaller principal roles. Usually, studios have their attached lead actors, obviously. In the indies film, you need to have the attached lead to add more to the party, because nobody wants to go to a party that no one wants to go to. So, like Love Hurts movie that just came out, which I enjoyed watching, and it was Ki Kwan and Daniel Wu. I'm sure Ki Kwan jumped on the film, and then everybody else jumped with it, and Ariana DeBose. Now, that's the hardest part of casting, because I have to say their names right. I think that's the hardest part. But the double submissions and also the no reels. Sometimes when I look at people, I go outside and I see, like my husband's buying a coffee, and I look at the barista and I go, wow, maybe she would look good on camera. Do you ever do that?
You certainly.
You're like thinking,
well, in LA, it's natural, right?
Yeah. You look at some like standout kind of reactions or face, even guys and girls, it doesn't matter, children too. You just you look at them and not be creepy about it. But I always find myself thinking, should I ask this person for their contact? And it's never the case with the servers, no offense, because you know they're acting. It's always the normal people I see who are like in customer service in different ways, or it's just normal people walking down the street. And I always think, oh, maybe I should get their number. But usually with the submissions, a lot of actors, and I'll tell you this because it was recent last year, and so they they have reels of themselves, and I always tell them, make sure you make a reel, even if it's not professional. As long as they can see your face, they can see you acting, and it's quick, 5-10 seconds, right? You're a director, so how long does it take you to get into something?
Oh, seconds.
Okay, so basically, I told them, film yourself doing a number one Shakespeare monologue. So
do that or don't do that?
Do.
Oh,
That's great.
Because there's a lot of training in Shakespeare. You know, like even any bad actor in British in the UK is like amazing.
Phenomenal.
If there was any bad actors, I don't say there was. So when they do that, they do that monologue. They do one with maybe a friend just to listen. They have to show that they listen as well as they talk. A lot of people, I mean, we started in the silent movie era, so you can't take away that skill of that. That's just my opinion. And then, so this experience I had when I looked at this actor, and I don't remember her name, probably for a good reason. So she had a reel, and I wish Rocky would see this. And she has it on her, I don't know what you call it, profile. And she's like, okay, she's like right here, the camera and her, and we're talking like 300 feet.
Okay. 300 feet?
Yeah, 300 feet. She's like way over there, right?
Why?
And then I'm looking at the reel just for kicks, because it's a waste of my time, but I'll do it. So I'm like glaring it, and my eyes are bad already. We don't even know. Take out my magnifying glass, and I take it off, and I look at it, and she's doing her acting, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna even bother contacting her, but I did. Because
That was really nice. She was that good, huh?
No. I was literally just writing to her saying, dude, you can't see you. We can't see you. We can't even match your headshot with you because you're too far away.
Yeah.
Please do something about this so you can get real chances. I'm one of those people who like to tell actors if they need training. Because
It's really nice of you, by the way.
I don't know. Some people don't like it. They get offended. And I don't mind saying it because it's for you, not for me. If you succeed, then I succeed. I don't like to be cliche about it, but it's just I look good to the director when the actors come in really good, even if they don't get the role.
Well, one thing you just said, I'm kind of curious about. You said that, sometimes you'll see someone, not a barista because they're of course actors, right? But others, just normal people walking around that you think like maybe they could be in a movie or something. Is that a real thing? Because people oftentimes dream of that. I'll go out to Hollywood, I'll walk around, and I'll get discovered. Is that does that happen?
I think it happens on occasion because Charlize Theron said that she got picked out she was waiting in line for a bank.
But she's actually an actor, though.
No. I mean, they saw her in a bank and they asked her to audition.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. I mean, it happens.
Well, I have no aspirations, but sure, yeah.
And I'm not. I've told Rocky before in our interview with him. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I told him that I'm introverted as well, but I forced myself to talk in college. I didn't talk in high school much, so they put me back in kindergarten because they thought I was mute.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was the oldest person in the school. But anyways, I told Rocky I'm a highly functional introvert because I mean, they have other people like highly functional alcoholic. I don't know, like not the same analogy, but you know what I'm saying? It could be any. It could be any.
Sure.
Yeah. So I just think that you have to do what you have to do to make things happen for yourself and for the team. So I have to find the actors for my director.
But the bottom line is like the whole notion that I can just go out to Hollywood and I'll be discovered. That's not real.
No. It's not common.
Okay.
It's not common. And besides, every actor has to work if they're not working in the show business.
Yeah.
So I respect the fact that they're still doing it, but they just have to still take the classes or do something.
There's an actual discipline to it, right? It's like if you want to make it, you do have to actually,
you have to
be educated in it. Right?
You have to train yourself to open up because of natural circumstances or cultural circumstances. Asians are not very vulnerable, right? So that's their block. They have to be more vulnerable to get out there. I think one of the other things is I want to try to get every actor to enunciate. I don't enunciate very well. I talk too fast. It's okay. If anybody's listening, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But for me, actors have to enunciate. And if it's not a David Altman film or something, remember that one director that every time he films it, everybody's overlapping. They talk and it overlaps.
Are you talking about Gosford Park?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So Altman.
That's fine, right? Because it's filmed that way. But technically, I can't hear, and some people might have a hearing problem. I'm not pointing fingers, but like, you have to enunciate. I find that actually newscasters enunciate very well. They just have a monotone voice, but and you hear all the information, misinformation clearly. So
they're in front of the camera. I imagine they have to speak very, very well.
So just to clarify, when it comes to submissions, what you originally said was actors don't know how to submit, or they double submit.
Sometimes they double submit.
What does that mean? Double submit? Like they submit their headshot twice?
Yeah, either. Now, if it's low budget, sometimes you don't go through the agents because it's too hard.
I see. They just send it
SAG
in.
or non-union, right? The two things. Union, the agents submit them, but sometimes some actors do submit themselves in case their agent doesn't do it.
I gotcha. And you hate that, or you don't like that, or you like it?
It is hard when it's very challenging when it's a large call. My memory only works well.
It all blurs.
when you start getting paranoid, you're like, wait a minute. Did I see that?
Do they just look alike, or the same person?
Yeah.
Some people do that because they think it doubles their chances of being seen, perhaps?
They think.
Okay, but
this is funny.
It ends up being distracting.
Yeah, they think we don't remember, but we do. We do.
I see.
We do remember. When they double submit and it's bad, it's very frustrating. It's frustrating.
It's like double the pain.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you're wasting my time twice.
yes. And they create paranoia in me by going, oh crap, if I don't watch this, what if he was good? Or what if she's good? Because my perspective is always like undiscovered talent. It's always undiscovered talent. I love the actors that already make it, but it's like you always have to find more.
So just to recap, challenges that you faced, actors double submitting, and then actors, when they submit, it's not, you can't see their faces, they're too far, or they're not enunciating, or they're talking over each other.
I know, it sounds so negative right now.
No. I think honestly this is so important, because I think no one, like sometimes, I know the pros that have been doing it for like 10 years, 15 years, they get feedback from their agents, right?
Yeah.
But just Joe Schmo, who like comes in and just started, who's gonna tell them like, no, like don't submit these videos that I can't see you in. I need to see you actually act, even if it's a monologue with Shakespeare. Do you have any other tips for actors who are submitting?
Well, the headshots have to be clear, not blurry. Number one, you don't wear dark colors. Because you don't wear dark colors. I mean, I'm like one of those people who don't want to have to explain everything. I just go straight to the point, and not everybody likes me, but
We like you, Sommer.
it's okay. Thank you. I know I mentioned that last time. I'm so sorry. I'm self-esteem. Okay, so basically, no dark colors, because unless you want to look older, if you want to look more serious and stuff, I guess you could do that. You could do that.
Okay.
American. Right, you have to look American if you're a minority. So you wear the.
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean? You have to look American. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, some people do those. Like I live on a farm.
I see. So you're saying versus.
Okay.
Are you saying the danger of not dressing like a normal American is you might get typecast as a minority, the stereotypical. So you want to look
like an American.
Unless you're trying to push that minority look, you should actually dress normally that you would see in America, because then people don't like automatically typecast you in your headshot. I see.
I mean, and also you have to look clean in a way where they can imagine for other roles.
One of the questions that the actors ask, which I'm sure a lot of actors are frustrated with, and they don't know how to get over it. How do they eat? What is the key determining factor for them to get past even that first gate of just headshots? Because you're looking at headshots, how did they even get past that to get into the potential of getting auditioned or even getting checked out? Like, that's the thing they keep struggling with. And they're like, how do you do that? And I was like, I should ask someone with experience.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There are a lot of casting directors who have a lot of experience, you know, and they have casting assistants for that. Yeah. So they some people don't pass through the first gate because the assistants already chosen some of, you know, possible. I mean, casting directors, they trust the associates and the assistants.
From your perspective, what's the key determining factor for whatever role it is that just gets them out of that line of headshots into the next stage? Like, what's the thing that you look for?
The reel.
The reel. Okay,
yeah.
so it is the reel. Yeah.
So, sometimes they can get to the second round with the headshot alone because some people don't know that they should have a reel. So.
Interesting.
Or because they think they don't have any work, they don't have to show any.
And that's the biggest mistake they make.
Yeah, to me, it is.
Yeah. It is. It's a huge mistake.
Yeah, because we don't know what your voice sounds like.
Yep.
Question, what about people who primarily come from the stage and they're trying to get into films and maybe they don't actually legitimately have a whole lot of filmed content?
If they're on stage, they already have experience. Anybody who does theater is already jumped on the experience train. I mean, I love theater actors. Honestly, I don't watch a lot of theater. But
okay, so that itself, just having the theater experience, could
I watch
sort of
a few, and I mean, they're fearless. Theater actors are fearless.
They have to be.
They explore more of their choices. They know how to gravitate toward the audience.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. The only thing they have to learn is blocking, not to look straight at the camera. That's it. Everything else they can do the same except project less. So,
yeah, I'm sure the histrionics are different on the stage versus in front of the camera. Yeah. No,
I like that big word.
Yeah. You talked about, I don't remember your wording, but you advocate for undiscovered talent?
Yes.
You know, if you could share an example of a time when a lesser known actor blew you away in an audition and how that impacted the final casting decision.
That applies to me mostly because I don't work with well-known actors all the time. I just had the luck through Judy Cook casting. I work with Nicolas Cage. Yeah. We work with Nicolas Cage, and we got Franca Potente.
Oh, nice.
You know
Franca.
who she is, right?
Of course. Yeah, Run Lola Run.
Who's it? Run Lola Run.
Franca. She became famous from an independent film by Tim. I think his last name is Tim. Yeah.
That was the main actor?
That was the main actress with the red hair, and she changed my life, by the way. That movie was awesome. Yeah, it's one of the most amazing movies.
I love that movie. It still stands.
Yes.
Classic.
Yes. 100%.
But I love her. Oh, sorry. I loved her. She is a great actress. She doesn't get enough opportunities.
She hasn't been in as many things as you would hope for.
Yes, yeah. Just like with actors in general, I do like undiscovered talent. Like for this movie that's coming out this year called The Keeping by director Mark D. Allen, and he, I really advocated for Asian lead.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. Because
Just curious, why?
I can't spoil it because I'm probably good at that. I'm probably good at spoiling. Depending on what level the director is, like experience, I'm always like, come on, give him a shot. Yeah. If you don't like them, then But honestly, you guys directors have left like a minute time to handle everything. They're handling all the departments, their story, their locations. They have to do everything. I understand that, but it's like I'll only advocate for somebody who's strong. Like something strong makes a difference in their role that could do something. The positive side is that you want to give yourself options. The negative side is if you give yourself too many options, you're eating up time.
It's actually good for a casting director or anybody in casting to be able to help lesser known actors because again, like then it gives more option. Hopefully that lesser known actor will become someone bigger in the future, right? And then like you're the one who was able to help this director discovered on this project.
And they're loyal to you.
Certainly in major productions, especially if there's like a pre-sale arrangement with a distributor or something like that, but even for lower budget movies where really there's a lot of pressure, and I'll just call it external pressure.
Yeah.
To have a certain actor or a certain type of actor, right? Just because of the name, just because of just the economics associated with the production, right? They want it to be successful and profitable. Do you feel that kind of pressure, and how do you navigate that?
I think with the casting directors, they do not have final say usually unless they EP it. They have no power usually in terms of like, depending on who the director is. Chris Nolan, he's gonna pick his own. People people jump to the party already. It's already.
But I imagine Christopher Nolan is the type that would push back on studio executives as well, just to get who he wants.
I guess I don't know him. I mean, I'm here available if he wants to be my friend. but yeah, I think he is. And other directors, female directors too, they get the final say. So unless it's TV, as you know, the networks have final say on that too. Like I'm more like a hired thug. They hire me.
I'm a hired thug.
They hire me for the indie films, right? The more gritty, which is fine to me sometimes because you get to find more unknown actors or lesser known actors or underrated actors.
But even with indie films, aren't there producers that are like, I want like this name talent?
With indie films, I think directors have more say in the choice of the actors than the producers do, because producers, they bring in the money, they take care of locations and marketing and stuff. But when they hire, when an indie producer hires a director, the director has a lot more power to me because they need that to succeed. And the director's vision is the one that's going to succeed.
Well, maybe this ties into something else I saw you say in an email that floated around. You said something about directors sometimes sabotage themselves or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe this ties into that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I said if they put too much pressure to themselves and worry, occupational hazard of worrying that this story is not going to come out the way you want it to start. That gives them pressure on who they want to
that's
cast,
why
and then that's why
going,
they go for the named actors.
Exactly, that's where I'm going. So do you pull the director aside and
you can't pull directors aside, but yeah.
You can't touch them.
No, I mean like I just bring them sidebar, right? Yeah, I just have to create the trust and maintain the trust with the directors and the producers. It's a lot of delegating. I'll say it for myself, but I produce some stuff so that nothing monumental yet, but hopefully will make a difference in society and stories. Huh?
No, I said she's being humble.
No, thank you. But I want to. When I produce the stories, I want number one, original stories, and also stories about other people that you don't haven't seen yet.
I want to ask you because I think a lot of our audience are probably going to be filmmakers, and let's say every filmmaker's dream in Hollywood is likely to make their movie at one time. Let's imagine like $100,000 or less, right? Imagine they come to you, they say, Sommer, we want to work with you, we want to shoot this film. I want Matthew McConaughey on here. I just want to get him. I have $100,000 to be able to shoot this, or I want Keanu to be able to. How do you respond to that? And what is the right way to think about it for filmmakers that are trying to make their first movie?
So whoever they want, to me, whoever they want, hey, you try it first. Because you want the named actor, and usually some of them are friends with somebody, and they can ask. But the low budget thing, a lot of the actors I work with, especially principal actors, I always tell them if they're the lead, then try to get executive producer credit, so that you have a library of work that later on you can produce your own stories and not just work for somebody all the time. So yeah, I think mostly in the indie level, someone's already, it could be different, but they already picked up their own attached actor. We just need one. For the indie picture, you just need one named actor, and the rest gets the cheap bucks, right?
Like cheap bucks or a low budget.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised by your response. I thought if a filmmaker just came to you and said, I have this project, I want to get Brad Pitt in it, I thought you'd just be like, well, let's sit down because I don't think that's realistic. But it sounds like you would say, well, if you have a way to get to him, like try that. But if you can't, then we should look for other A-list celebrities who might. Cause it sounds like that's your answer.
But the thing is, what you have to worry about is that I have relationships with managers and agents, so anything I do backdoor is disrespectful to them.
Yeah.
So I always tell the actors if I go for it, and when I go for it, I ask them, hey, I just want you to check out this log line, or I want you to check out this deck, and if you like it, I will send it to your manager and agent. I just need eyes on it from you, because your agent manager might not even give it to you, because they're protective. They will only do it with named writers, with history of success or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the reasons, or it doesn't give them enough money, or it has to give them an award.
So it sounds like it's even like, even just dipping your toe into the water and be like, hey, if this might interest you, I will send it to the proper channels.
Yes.
But this is for you, like that probably is the most, that makes the most sense for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they go out to dinner, they read a menu. Takes them 5 minutes. They can do the same thing. They can do the same thing with the deck. Takes them 5 minutes, But as long as you don't bother them in the bathroom, with the family, with the I don't know what else is private, the sauna and the Korean, the Korean spas. Don't bother them there.
While we're talking about filmmakers and their first film or low budget films, what is a casting director's approach for low budget films, less than 100,000? What's your approach, or what's your recommendation for filmmakers?
I have to talk to the line producer, right, and figure out how much they have for the actors, principal actors,
So first
for
figure out the
background
budget.
actors. You lock in the leads first. And then it's almost like subtracting the the budget down. You have to have a shot DOD, right, to know how many days they're gonna, to know how much money is coming out to them to either pay them by the week. I mean, it's all, or pay them by the day. Yeah. And I hate math, but we have to do it with the line producer. I'm going into like producer stuff, but you have to make sure that it's a tight schedule. You make sure the locations is cheaper, because they take 30% or more now because of the inflation. You just don't know. But I always encourage directors to do a story inside one place. Because you don't have to worry about I mean, I'm sorry, but I know it's restricting, but freaking Hitchcock did it. He did it for the murder, Dial for Murder and stuff, and many other directors. But hey, if you have a budget to match your location vision, then great. If you don't, that's what you have to do.
Let's actually expand on that, because unlike a lot of people in casting, you also have experience in producing. In fact, you've moved into it. And you actually Sommer has a movie coming out soon. But yeah, you actually just went through this. Tell us more about this project, if you can. Like, tell us what you can about this project that you just worked on, also a low budget, and sort of like, what are the things that you learned from it that, filmmakers or directors or even people in casting can learn from it?
When I do the producing part, I take care of everyone. Food, beverages, no alcohol. Safety, I should move that front. Safety first, and then food, and second. Safety and food first.
Especially when you're doing stunts or action.
No, but that's the thing you don't want to do, right? For your for the smaller budgeted films.
Yeah, if you're not qualified, you shouldn't.
Yeah, stunts, children, animals, right? None of that.
Unpredictable.
Yeah, so it can set your budget crazy high, or even shut you down, because you have to follow.
You have to have a teacher. You have to have a trainer.
Yeah, I think the open-mindedness of a director and a writer is the most. But I can understand why they have boundaries, because they want to keep the vision. So it's like a mutual respect.
Yeah. So like, I don't know if Rocky mentioned this, but I write.
You're like,
No, I write as well.
Surprise.
And that's actually how we've
Awesome.
worked together. Yeah, on something I've written. But
cool.
I could just say for myself that I felt it was very important that I understand that I'm writing to a budget, right?
Oh my God, that's so rare.
Yeah,
that's so rare, dude.
And he'll attest to this too. Like I was fully aware of that. There was no ego to it. There was just like, we have to do it. That's just a simple fact.
That's the key word.
Yeah.
Words. No ego. That's the hardest part for people to let go because they're so worried.
Like everyone needs to be able to kill their darlings. If a particular character just isn't working in service of the story or something else, the budget or just anything, right? You gotta learn how to kill that character off or just mute them extensively.
Yeah.
And so the thing I wrote, I voluntarily, rewrote it just because I was fully aware. We can't film in this location, or we can't film 15 pages in 2 days, or something like that.
Yeah, because you see it already. You're like, there's trouble coming ahead, dude. Chaos is great when it gives actors new material, but it's hell for the producer.
Yeah.
Do you feel like producing has made you better at casting, or do you feel like they're just compartmentalized, and when I cast, when I produce? Like, do they affect each other, or not really for you?
I do it based on who I'm working with.
Okay.
So, but that's why you delegate other team members that you can work with, and make sure that they would take care of you while you take care of them too, because this whole project can't succeed without a team. No one does it alone. If you're doing one-man show, sure, in the theater, yeah, you still needed a tech person to do the sound, the lighting. Then you got somebody doing your. Unless you shopped yourself and buy your own clothes. But it's like there has to be a team, and you have to respect the team. And I think
that's good.
The only thing I think my gift as a producer to people would be cooperation and listening, because I don't do ego, and credit goes to credit due. I'm like telling people on my pilot, I said, oh yeah, he helped me, and he's like, oh, Sommer, he's okay, you can just take the ride. But I'm like, yeah, but I don't feel good about it, and I want to collaborate with people like that. Yeah.
It's really cool, because it sounds like you have a real sense of integrity and also a character when you work with. Not like basically like working with those in front of the camera, behind the camera, the team you're with.
You recognize everybody, acknowledge everyone.
I think that's really wonderful, and that's something that I've always appreciated about you, which is you really know how to collaborate, and you have really good energy, and you always like communicate really well, and you also know how to gauge things really well. Last question for you, which is, obviously there's a lot of filmmakers out there who would love to be able to work with a casting director like you, but we also know Los Angeles, and you guys should.
Thank you.
But how does a filmmaker, how does a actor, whoever is trying to get a project up, how do they find out if the casting director they're working with is good or bad, or what to you?
That's a good question.
What's a good?
In air quotes, I would add good, bad.
Yeah, good, bad.
Good or bad,
Yeah,
right? Look, I don't think any CD should promise they can get somebody, because it's like saying, oh yeah, I can get you a date with that girl, and then it doesn't happen, right? It doesn't happen. If I work with another casting director, or if I work as an associate and demote myself just to work with another casting director, I'm fine with it as long as it's for the well-being of the project. But if there's the bad casting directors, the ones who are more power.
Oh, I got you. They just want to control everything.
I don't even know what it is, because I'm not. I don't like to use power over people. But it's like they love the control, right? Like, again, you have such little time in your day, and you could have them do so much more that would benefit the project. But yeah, the coffee. I don't drink coffee. Obviously, I don't need it. But it's just I can't get the coffee orders right, anyways. It's a completely different language, and people talking about lid off. No, back in the day, I never aspired to be a great coffee delivery person. It was insane.
You mean a PA, I guess?
Yeah, it's insane to make them do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, Jesus, water, you want to know what keeps you young? Water. Coffee doesn't do that. Coffee doesn't do that. Look at his skin. Look at your skin. It's like, anyways, everybody has their persnicketies, and I understand. Good casting directors are one. Actors trust them. They know that the deal is not going to go wrong. They're going to get paid. It's so many facets of a casting director's job, not just look for actors. And yeah, that's a good casting director, taking care of their actors, making sure they don't get recast.
Well, so it sounds like the good and bad is about the relationship, right?
It's all relationship. It's all based on the mutual respect of people, because that crap will come home if you don't have a good relationship with your work buddies or work project.
I totally relate.
Yeah, it's horrible to go home and go, oh my God, that director. Rocky, just kissing himself all the time. No, I'm just kidding.
Kissing myself all the time.
Kissing himself.
Yeah, it's kissing himself.
I've never heard of that. If filmmakers want to find you and work with you, whether on casting or producing, how do they find you?
At Summertime Casting. Summer is spelled with an O, people. Oh, not this, O. SOMMER, time, TIME, casting. My Instagram, basically. I don't want to give out my email because we get hackers and and what do you call those, spam mail.
If anybody does reach out, how should they reach out to you? Like what is the smartest way, the best way to reach out to you?
That's a good question. Yeah, I'll use that for mine.
Like what should they say? What should they actually just, so they don't waste your time in the wrong way?
Right. I guess main thing is where they're shooting, budget, and I guess a coffee meeting. Because I have to talk to somebody in person. I can't do this by Zoom. I can't, even if they interview me, I have to know that are they cheap? They just they just get me water, whatever. Then I know how they're going to treat me in the future on that project. So I just need to. No, this is cool. This is a big water you gave me. This is not even a small.
I wasn't sure
small bottle of water. You really went high for this one, high standards on this one. Yeah, that's how I want people to reach me, and I have actors reach me too sometimes if they want some quick
advice,
tips. Just nothing for me to just something to. They're supposed to focus themselves half an hour each day on their voice. And if they have an accent, that's great. It doesn't matter. It depends on the role, right? And so half an hour, obviously breathing, because I'm trying to breathe right now, breathing and reading out some article and making it real. I'm sure other casting directors said that too. Like if you read an article, and then you read an article and you say, if you can make it real, right? You're going, most actresses have never had to play Sego or Super Nintendo, whatever, can't be or real, right? Yeah, thank you. So that's what I'm saying. It helps them every day. They're already training their voices. I'm sorry, I talk.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Sommer. Yay! Thank you. All right, remember to like and subscribe.